All right, and welcome back for the episode of Carnivore Trades. Today is Wednesday, June 26, 2024. If you're not done so already, please give the video a thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Come find me on carnivoretrades.com for swing trading alerts, analysis, and live day trading. A couple more good winners in the books today, too. By the way, got one on Rivian. Beautiful short this morning and a couple of proprietary signals on that. Yes, I shorted a stock that was up 50%, and it worked out pretty nicely, booking about 10% on that. Got a couple of winners in the trading room too, one on NQ and on Lowe's too. So a couple of good winners here, and just continuing to book those profits here as we kind of just grind sideways in this tight range. And you can see here we're continuing, nothing's really changed, right? We're continuing in this, I would call it a bull flag, right? So up move and then sideways. And if we look at the intraday here, 54.50 to 54.75, that's where we've been really since, Monday at 12:30 when we kind of broke down there. But even outside of that, about basically a 40-point range to 54.90. And if you just get rid of this little outlier here, going back to last Thursday, we've been in, about 80, 54.80, 54.85. So really like a 30 to 35 point range. Very tight here, and not overall bad price action. Couple of things though. I would be shocked if they don't push this down at some point. I think that if you're going to make a move up here, you're going to have to get bears. You're going to have to get bulls off the train here. We've hammered on 54.50. You could make a case that, like, if you want to just say this is the area, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. And that's not even including the overnight, like the ES. This is just regular trading hours. So I think we've hammered on this a lot of times. I would be a little surprised if they don't push us down on PCE. We could break out. It's certainly possible. But by the way, we got jobless claims and quarter one and GDP PCE revisions. So we'll be getting that data tomorrow. So that may be a little bit of a leading indicator for the market. That may set the table. And they've been selling volatility pretty nicely, and you've seen the VIX down. I'd prefer to see, if you're looking for a bull move, I'd prefer to see us down into that data. But right now, market is acting well, and it's doing things that you see. I know this is going to piss a lot of people off, but it's doing things you see in a bull market. What do I mean by that? NVIDIA here taking a huge hit out of nowhere in the middle of the day, and what happens in response to that immediately? Apple rips higher, Microsoft rips higher, and Amazon closes at a $2 trillion market cap for the first time ever. So even with weakening breadth here today, which we said chips would bounce, they did. They actually backed off today. We're still seeing those other sectors pick up the slack, or other stocks at least pick up the slack. Speaking of other sectors, Dow Transport's having a nice day today, up 1.5 off of FedEx's earnings. So pretty good price action there. And you might want to talk about breadth. I don't want to get into it again, but the bottom line is, like I've been saying, volatility's pinned. Dollar yen here, guys, this market should be crashing right now, and it's not. That's a huge, bears should be scared right now. If seeing something like this, we should be crashing right now, and it's not. That tells you that the Fed and the Treasury are pouring tons of liquidity into this market. Whether they're saying they're doing it or not, they don't have to say it. The SPR or the SPV, the Fed can do that if they want. As of 2020, they can just buy anything they want and put it off balance sheet. And I'm just going to take a wild guess based on the look of this market, that they've been doing that. And the Treasury is likely doing it too, dumping the TGA into the market. But in any case, markets here holding up well. Nothing has really changed here. Again, our play zone right now is still 54.50 to 70 to 75. And, a break above that can get you up to 90. And then, break out above 5,500. A breakdown here would take you down into, there's a little support at 40. That may be minor because we've hit this level so many times. But, down into this, we'll just say 54.25 area, and then your bigger levels at 54 even. So we'll see what we get here. But market's holding up, and again, volatility is really pinned. So the macro can be the macro all at once, but until the volatility becomes unpinned, it's just going to be really hard for us to sell. And if we're continuing to just drift sideways to down, with light volume. Guys, look at this. 23 million. This is even worse than yesterday. So significantly lighter volume than yesterday. And it's going to get even more dry. So if we continue to drift lower on light volume like this, and we get into that holiday, as I've said earlier this week, it's going to be really hard for the bears to push this down. And that's just, that's just the way it works. Light volume helps out a neutral upside market and provides liquidity. So again, nothing's really changed here. Market's still sideways. And we do have the debates tomorrow. Interesting little tidbit there. Some marijuana stocks on the move. Could these be getting a little bit of a uptick off of that? MSOS up 4, just under 4%. Rallied up pretty nicely all day, and these have been quiet lately. You see the MJ there on the Canada side up 2.5. Could be an interesting little thing to watch. I do have some of these myself, and we came down, tested the March low, spiked it, and now we're trying to get back above. A weekly close above 793 makes this pretty interesting here. Still likely a weekly lower high, but those debates, perhaps just seeing some short covering or some front running going on there. I don't know if that's going to really push them higher. I think that the bull case here is that they go higher towards the end of summer. But right now, getting a little bit of a bid. Either way, something else to discuss here while the market's just kind of in a tight range right now. Triple Qs here, again, getting a bid here up 10 basis points. Not much to really write home about. Still could have a lower high here. So keep an eye out for that. And I'd say right around the 618 is going to be a good resistance area, right around 482. But you're basing for a move up into that area. We break the lows. We've talked about this before. You've got the gap window, the fill, and then the 20 MA. The 20 MA is minor, but those are the levels down there. IWM, believe it or not, I have a buy signal on. So we'll see if this can, if tech comes down, does this rotate? We'll see here. And again, I do believe that will happen. If you see certain sectors sell, other things are going to be up. Case in point this morning, case in point last week, case in point every other time the chips have sold off. What has picked up? Dow and the Russell. So we'll see if that works out tomorrow. Dow here holding up. Oh, by the way, speaking of breadth, and I tweeted this earlier. So since everybody's talking about breadth and equal weight, what kind of pattern is this? This is our SP, equal weight. Is this bearish? What about Qs? That's what we call an ascending triangle. So these are not bearish patterns here in equal weight. And it's really that. It's what it comes down to. So that's my thoughts on this until liquidity comes out, which I don't think we're anywhere close to yet. But before I get sidetracked, I wanted to talk about the Dow there. But higher lows here. Still got some resistance around 395, but Dow's holding up. Chips here backing off again today, but you do have a higher low, up to the last 2 days. You can see the SOX there, same kind of setup. NVDA also getting a little bit of a dip. Again, it's down 17%. Everybody's freaking out. Everybody's like FOMO dip buying NVIDIA. Guys, it's down 17% in 3 days. It's the largest stock in the market. It's going to get a dip buy. It's just going to be reaction. It's not even that there's retail FOMO. It's just, it's a rubber band effect. But there's still room for a lower high here too. But NVDA coming in, SOX here, getting a slight bid off the 20 MA. I'm kind of on watch for lower highs in chips. You guys know I'd rather be in cloud software or maybe even biotech, XBI here, trying to consolidate for a move higher. There's some few other look here on IBB. I know these ETFs are a little bit different, but IBB kind of hammering up here. Got higher lows. And if we can get through that 140 handle, it's got some clearance here. All right, Dow Transports we talked about. Good day. So good bid. We talked about this too. Said, look, did they just suck in the shorts there? And they might have. So good V shape off of that. Higher highs. And it's made a new high going back to May 20th. So good move there for the transports. I did adjust my trend lines too. You can see it also, this has kind of an ascending triangle look. It's more of a bigger pattern. So this would take a lot of time. There's plenty of room to play around in here, but transport's good day. And FedEx holding up nicely. Okay, let's look at rates here because the 10-year definitely was on the move. And we'll talk about Bitcoin in a second, but I alerted you guys to this falling wedge here, and that's starting to break up. You also have, I would call this a failed bear pattern. I'm just going to put the 30-year on because it's easier to see without that wedge. But yeah, I would call that a, like a failed bear wedge. So that means that I think rates are going to go higher. Is that positive for PCE? Is that foreshadowing? Maybe, we'll see. But rates are good bid there, and that 10-year falling wedge starting to perk up. Fives, again, same. You can even see it better here on the fives. I like it even better there. So if we get a failure there, that means we're going to go up. Can't break down, you're going to break out, right? 2-year kind of flattish, though. So really the longer end, more so. I think we have sevens tomorrow. We had fives today, and they actually held up okay. That was kind of the low of the day there. So anyway, XHB getting a continued bounce here off of the lows. We had some of the other home builder stocks that we did trade. We day traded lows. Home Depot got a nice bounce here. VNQ again was lower on the day, but it did come back off the lows as well. XLRE, same kind of thing. Watching this trend line here on this, by the way. But home builders here down 57 cents, coming off the lows. Again, I don't like the lower highs there. And again, new home sales absolutely crashed today too. This is stuff that should be unpinning the market, and it's not. So again, that's another thing kind of building this case here. But for what it's worth, though, I don't like that look on XHP right now. VNQ I like a little bit better, though. This is still okay for now. But down 38 cents. XLF was down, but it came off the lows as well. Take a look at KRE, red to green day. So nothing terrible there. And then KBE, same thing, although it is basically just flat. And then we have broker dealers here still inside of this range. That could be setting up for another move potentially. Oil here down 21 cents. I want to talk about gasoline though. I'm just going to use UGA. I did read that I believe those hedge funds are short the most since 2019, I think. Gasoline futures specifically, so RB. It's probably not good for them. So I'd say I think oil is probably going to go higher into July. And that's going to be with gasoline futures too. But right now, just backing off that 82 handle, we marked that as resistance, and it is still, I think it needs to consolidate or put in a higher low. But I think I'd give gasoline and crude the upside bias. XLE down 85 cents. I still think that's setting up for a move too. And then XOP, same thing, and OIH as well. So these are sectors too that I think can play catch up over the summer, or the back half of the summer. CCJ up 1% here. So it's holding on. Watching this too. I know I don't say much about it every day, but you have a little kind of flag or falling wedge there. So if we can push above that, this can have another good pop there. And again, trend is up. Weekly is very strong. Not a bad pullback pattern. The NM trying to hang on here. It's more of a sideways pattern. So it's not as bullish as CCJ, but it's holding up all right. And then NJ. I still think it needs to go down and test 23, but that can still hold there. All right, nat gas rolling onto Q. I still like it down here around 260 if it gets there. It might hold up at the 50 MA, we'll see. But it took a little dive today. I'm not touching it here unless I see a lot of things I like. But I'd say 260 is a good area. Dollar index continuing to climb, obviously dollar yen. And it's just getting ready here. Nice pattern here. That looks like it's ready to curl up and push towards 108. Might not go there in a straight line, but good pattern there. Gold here, conversely breaking down, down 1% on the day. Down move, bear flag, tried to get up, faked out, coming down. So that can go down and test 2250. But I wouldn't be surprised if it also, went right. Sorry, I wouldn't be surprised if it went all right back up the other way. Why? Because the weekly is still. This is nothing really wrong with this. This is a great pattern here. So I'm not playing it, but if I had to guess, I'd say 2250 is probably its destination. But what I do like though is look at GDX today, down just 7 cents with gold futures down 1%. Silver was down today as well, down 8 cents. It's showing green because of the contract gap. But SIL up 4 cents. So miners leading. You guys know what that means. Platinum, big move here. I told you guys the 618, and it just didn't get there, right? I mean, I like my levels, and didn't quite get there. So good bid for platinum bulls. Nice pop today, up 3%. And palladium here down 1. We'll see if that goes down for double bottom or if it's already hit and is going to take off. Usually this will take off without warning. Copper, I believe, is about to be on a new contract. If it's not already, it should be on Q36 yet. So it doesn't. I don't think it is. No. Either way, I still like it around that 425. We'll leave it there. Bitcoin backing off a little bit here. So had a chance to follow through. Didn't quite do that. I'm going to use let's use an hourly here. So we did back off into this area. And it looks like that inverse head and shoulder is not going to play out. I do have some other levels worked out down here. I think around 60. I can't remember. I have them down. But around 60,000. We'll see if that gets tested. I still think a likely case here is a higher low at some point and then a push higher. I don't think this bounce is quite done yet. But Bitcoin's still kind of grinding down here. But good bounce yesterday. I still think this is a good zone here. But it did back off. All right, so markets here. I see the Russell getting a bid right now. We got about 5 minutes left in the day. Oh, nice pop there. Let's see. Yeah, so I mean, we'll probably close around 70 to 75. So we're right into that area right now. Yeah, essentially. Again, a lot of noise in here. A lot of noise. Everything in this box here is noise until we can break down or out. And even if we break down, there's still tons of areas where bulls can put in higher lows. But right now, 90 is your next level if they want to take it up, and then 55, above 55's breakout. I don't think we're ready to do it yet. I think we'll need some type of a spike down. But again, market's holding up here, and I think it's more closer to a matter of time than anything else. So anyways, guys, gonna wrap it up here. You guys take care. Come find me on CarnivoreTrades.com. I'll see you guys all tomorrow.